Hey, Sunshine Buckaroos, how the heck are you? I am Tone the Beer and Whiskey Whisperer, at least for the purposes of this video. Anyway, how the heck are you? It's nice to be off this holy Saturday, as some might call it. Or you can say, holy moly, it's Saturday. Anyways, if you're religious sort or not, I wouldn't call myself an atheist. I believe things in my own way, just much different, especially from those that call themselves evangelicals that believe in a very bizarre version of. They like to cherry pick their Bible, but nevertheless. All right, so let me adjust slightly. There we go. So I brought two beers, but both the same beers. The Resistance Pilsner from an Aqua Brewing Company. It's at 4.8%, just a very nice American style Pilsner. All right. I'm also going to pour myself some whiskey, though. Set that down. I brought myself a little glass out here. Let me set that up over here for a second. Oh. So I've got here the 10-year-old Bushmill single malt Irish whiskey. This one was a mystery gift. I haven't quite narrowed down who gave it to me. I guess I think I have a pretty good idea, but I don't know for a fact. So I won't give them credit. But if they wanted credit, they would have told me who gave it to me. So by that logic, yeah, they don't want credit. So I'll just say thank you anonymously to the person that gave me this whiskey. As I've said before, this particular whiskey has some sentimental value to me because it was the very first single malt of any kind that I ever had. Oh, mercy, that's good. I like your jacket. Well, it's not a jacket, it's a shirt, but I appreciate that. So the undershirt I've got on was actually made by my daughter, but the overshirt, I believe my wife found this for me a couple years ago. I'm going to set the whiskey down for a second here. So there you go. Let's take a look at that. It's a very nice looking Pilsner. The very, that head on there, nice snow white head. It sits beautifully on top there. I'll post your comments there. And Slancha. I didn't notice before when I've had this. It has a slight haze, almost like a Keller beer or a Zwickel style. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, my daughter made this shirt for me, and it has my shtick on it. It says the Beer Whisperer, prolific beer drinker, purveyor of wisdom, and all around good guy. And then, of course, the beer overshirt. I usually wear this to work with me, although it's not officially a work uniform. It has become that. Because people expect me to wear crazy beer shirts at work, so I do. Uh, so pairing this beer with some 10-year-old single malt. I know we're past St. Patrick's Day, but we kind of celebrate all month long here at our house. We take it serious. Uh, Sometimes Irish whiskey is referred to, especially single malt Irish whiskey, is referred to as a smooth, sweeter one. When Scotch drinkers say it's meant facetiously, but if you love Irish whiskey, you're going to take it as a compliment because it typically is the smooth, sweeter one. They're defunct now, but back, oh gosh, maybe late '90s, early 2000s. It was probably early 2000s. There was some blenders that labeled their whiskey Mark John Arabo. They didn't distill, but they blended whiskey much like, on a much smaller scale to what Johnny Walker does. A lot of folks didn't realize that Johnny Walker, they blend the whiskey. So Mark John Arabo had several different versions, mostly Scotch, but they did the one that was kind of an Irish whiskey blend. They called the smooth, sweeter one, which was an absolutely incredible whiskey. No, I said early 2000s. Probably I bought that whiskey about uh, 07, 08, I do believe. Anyways. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Nabasi. I appreciate you tuning in, even if just for a little bit. Oh, nice. I was bummed they couldn't make a go of it though. The Mark John Rabo, I believe they had. I was able. I don't know how many flavors they had or how many different whiskeys they had altogether. I was able to buy 3 different ones, and I loved all of them for different reasons. If anybody out there is old enough to remember them, Mark John and Rabo, yeah. But I will say the smooth, sweeter one was probably my favorite. Oh, excuse me. We had kind of a semi homemade dinner tonight. We had some coconut shrimp that my wife had picked up from Sam, so we just cook in the oven. But then I made us some. I had a couple small baked potatoes we got left over from the other night, so I scooped them out, turned them into twice baked taters, and those were very delicious and went perfect with the coconut shrimp. Oh, mercy, mercy, that's delicious. Mm. Single malt, baby. It's got to be a single malt. Yeah. If I'm drinking Irish or Scotch, I do prefer single malt. There are some blends I will drink for different reasons. But I do love those single malts, man. There's just something that 100% malt whiskey. That's why I really love the emerging American single malt category because a lot of them are doing it much different than traditionally others have. Some are doing it very much the same, where they're using ex bourbon casks, and so they're doing something very similar to an Irish whiskey or a Scotch. But then some are using new casks to bring that char to the whiskey, and that just takes that whiskey at a whole other level. So I've really been digging the American single malt category. Oh, gosh, that's tasty. Oh. So everybody enjoy your Saturday if you're off, and your Easter tomorrow if you celebrate such things. Wife and I are just going to try to. It's not that I'm a non-believer or we're non-believers. It's a tough holiday for us. We lost our son Seamus to cancer April 23rd of 2013. So Easter was the last holiday we had with him. And back in November, we lost our 12-year-old grandson, Ben. So it's just been a tough time. So we're not really feeling like celebrating anything, if I'm being honest. But nevertheless, it is Easter. Ah. So we probably won't do much. Like I said, it's just the wife and I, so we're not going to do a big elaborate dinner. In fact, at this moment in time, I'm not even sure exactly what I'm going to do. I did take some chicken out to defrost, so I could do something with that, but I've got a couple other options as well. So at this moment in time, I'm kind of undecided. It could be something with chicken, but I could do something else. But I don't have a ham. I didn't go out and buy ham. Some in the past we've done a pork roast in lieu of a ham. But like I said, this year it's just the wife and I. We weren't really feeling festive, so I didn't pick up anything extra to do a nice meal. And we're trying to just work through stuff we have, trying to eliminate or keep from having to go to the store, I guess, buy anything extra, just working through stuff that we have on hand. So tomorrow's dinner is going to be whatever we have. For instance, today's dinner was get some stuff out of the freezer and the two leftover potatoes that we had. And that's kind of what tomorrow is going to be. Anything I need to get gone is going to get gone. But if Easter is a big one for you, I hope you enjoy it and have a good one for you and your family. My only wish is that those that claim to be Christian would act more like it instead of just saying they're Christian. I wish they would actually go by the teachings of Jesus instead of bowing to the golden calf, as it were. But that seems to be where we are as a society. You got folks that claim to be religious and claim to be Christian, yet follow absolutely no teachings of Christ at all. Because if we actually cared about children, we wouldn't just care about them being born, we would care about them being fed and educated. So if you don't care about all those things, you're not pro life. You're a poser and you should be ashamed of yourself. Anyways, anyways, I digress. But I digress, man. Yeah, I mean, you can't just say, "Oh, I'm pro-life. I want the child to be born," and then just ignore it afterwards. That's not pro-life. All you're trying to do there is control women, and that kind of seems that's where we are at this moment in time. We've got a society that seems to be afraid of, so they don't want them to be able to control things themselves. And quite frankly, us old men have fucked up things long enough, so I think it's time for us to turn it over to women. But nevertheless, nevertheless, we all want to knock younger generations, yet we're the ones that screwed everything up, not them. So maybe it's time we give them a chance and quit fucking things. Anyway, anyway, I digress. Ah, ah. Anyway, I digress. I appreciate you tuning in. I am Tom the Beer Whisperer, Beer Evangelist, Perfect Beer Drinker, Beer Wisdom. Also, Tom the Whiskey Whisperer, Whiskey Evangelist, Perfect Whiskey Drinker, Beer Wisdom, all around good guys. Lunch it.